In this video, I'll show you exactly how to create a Fiverr profile that will attract clients like a magnet. And towards the end of the video, I'll also show you a simple hack on how you can create one of those Fiverr profiles for yourself super easily with no experience. So let's just dive right into it. Now, to show you how the best Fiverr profiles look like, I'm actually going to show you profiles of Fiverr sellers that are just in the beginning, someone who's already more advanced, and then in the end, I'll show you a profile that will attract the most clients on Fiverr. So here we'll start with someone from my free Fiverr community who's just starting out on Fiverr and who followed my guidance and my tips to set up their first Fiverr profile. And right away, you see a lot of things that you can do right away, even if you have zero reviews on Fiverr yet. And so the first thing you want to do to attract clients like a magnet is have a great profile picture ready. Right here, this is a great example. The person looks very friendly. You have a bright yellow background, which makes it easy to see you, and it just gives off a really friendly, professional vibe. Next up, which is actually rather unusual for new Fiverr sellers, this Fiverr seller has actually a profile intro video, and this is also a fantastic way to attract clients and stand out from the crowd, because the fact is that most Fiverr sellers do not have a profile intro video, not even the advanced Fiverr sellers. So if you're a new Fiverr seller, this is a super easy way for you to stand out. So in summary, make sure you have a great profile picture and create an intro video. Next up, you should have a profile tagline, which is this sentence right here. And this tagline basically gives you the opportunity to summarize what you do for your clients and gives you a very, you can give a very clear value proposition to your clients this way. So at one glance, they can just see what you're all about and if you're fitting to their service. Next up, we have the About Me profile description. This is pretty self-explanatory. Here you have the chance to summarize what you've done in the past, where your strengths are, and what you can offer to the clients. This is also pretty much a no-brainer. Every seller must have this, and every seller can have this. There's some things that we'll discuss in the other more advanced profiles like reviews, which you can have right from the beginning. But in general, whatever you can do in the beginning as a new Fiverr seller to stand out and look more professional, you should absolutely do it. And the profile description is part of that. Next up, we have the skills section, where basically Fiverr allows you to list skills that you're good at. This is also useful. I would say this is not the most important part of the profile, but obviously if you're a client looking for services on Fiverr, it will never hurt you if you just list as many of the skills that you possess as possible, as long as you're telling the truth, right? Obviously you shouldn't lie here. You should only list skills that you're actually good at, because this way, you know, you will build trust with the clients and they can see what you're all about. So that's the skills section. Next up, we have the gig section, and this might seem very obvious for new sellers, where obviously you have to create a gig to sell on Fiverr. However, what I see a lot of new sellers do wrong is that as a completely new seller on Fiverr, you are actually allowed to create up to 4 gigs. And most new sellers, they will just create 1 gig and that's it. But it's really a mischance, because the more gigs you create, the more of your gigs have the chance to rank in the Fiverr search results, meaning that buyers will have a better chance to discover you and order your services. So you should actually create 4 gigs right in the beginning, the absolute maximum, just to make yourself more visible. So that's about the gig section. And another section you can actually create right from the beginning as a new seller is your portfolio section. If you're new to Fiverr, but you've already had past client experiences and have a portfolio to show for, you 100% need to showcase this on Fiverr, because even if you're new on Fiverr and you don't have a lot of reviews, a portfolio can still give you a lot of social proof and it gives clients a lot of proof that you can actually deliver the work that you're offering in your gigs. And that pretty much concludes what you can do as a new seller to make your profile a client magnet. So in summary, create a fantastic profile picture, create a great intro video. This will already make you stand out even from more established sellers. Then you should have a tagline that in one sentence tells clients what you're all about. And you should also have an enticing profile description together with listing your skills, maximizing your gigs that you create to up to 4 as a new seller. And then you need to have a portfolio that you can showcase to new potential buyers. Next up, we're taking a look at a more advanced, already established sellers, and I'm going to point out what differences are to a new seller, how they are able to stand out even more to clients and attract even more clients than new seller. So I've found this seller here, and the first two obvious differences to a completely new seller are their number of reviews and their seller level. So when it comes to the reviews, Fiverr has a review system where whenever you deliver work to a client, the client can rate your work from 1 to 5 stars, with 5-star being the best rating and 1-star being the worst rating. And so the more reviews you have on your profile, the more magnetic your profile is going to be, because a lot of good reviews actually give you social proof from other clients and shows new clients that you're competent in what you do, you can deliver the service, and makes it easy, really easy for clients to basically click this contact me button and start talking to you. So this seller is already more advanced. He was able to gather just over 400 reviews, which is fantastic at a 4.9 rating. And 4.9 is very good. It's actually very hard to maintain a 5.0 rating on Fiverr. So 4.9 is perfectly fine. And then also this seller is seller level 2, which means that he has passed certain criteria on Fiverr to reach this level. In order to rank up in the seller levels, you need to have worked with a certain number of unique clients, you need to have met a certain revenue threshold, and also you need to maintain a good rating, a good communication store. So basically Fiverr measures all of these different KPIs to determine whether you can reach seller level 2, and buyers that are frequently shopping on Fiverr, they're actually kind of familiar with the system, and they know that basically someone who has reached seller level 1, 2, or even top rated must have done something right to get there. So basically, next to the ratings, this is another social proof that you're receiving from Fiverr directly that will make it more easier for clients to contact you and consider you for their needs. And so this is the main difference from more established sellers to newer sellers, is that they already have reviews that they have to show for, and they also have a Fiverr seller level. And now what's interesting though is, which I want to point out from this seller level, if you recall the, let's say, the beginner Fiverr profile, this seller here is already doing a lot of things right, with having a lot of gigs, having a great profile picture and intro video, and also having a portfolio. And what's interesting here is that, first of all, this seller right here, he has a black background, which I think is harder for the eyes to see. Apart from that, his profile picture is great. But my point here is that even though the seller is more established, I still see room for improvement. And if you're a new Fiverr seller, this should actually give you hope, because as you can see, even more established sellers on Fiverr still don't have fully optimized profiles. So this gives you, as a new seller, the chance to stand out even from more established sellers. So that's point number one. Also, the seller doesn't have an intro video, which I think is a huge missed opportunity. And then also the seller only has 1 gig. Again, in my opinion, you should create as many gigs as possible, as long as they are different enough from each other, so that makes sense to create them. And this seller is actually seller level 2, which means that he's actually allowed to create up to 10 gigs instead of the 4 gigs that you're allowed to create as a new seller. So what I would also suggest for the seller to improve is actually just create a lot more gigs, right? So the seller is in the website design niche, and so the seller could easily create more gigs where he offers website design for different types of clients, and just would be able to just reach more eyeballs this way and more clients. And then lastly, basically the seller also has a portfolio, actually a lot of them. You see basically in a total of 27 projects. So in total, this profile will still be very magnetic to clients, right? Because the seller has a lot of reviews to show for. Most of them are 5 stars. He has a vast portfolio, and obviously he has a great profile picture. He's seller level 2. He has a profile description. So this seller is doing a lot of things very, very right, and he will have a very easy time attracting new clients. And then lastly, I want to showcase a profile that's doing basically 99% of things correctly that you can do correctly on Fiverr. And this profile, I'm 100% sure, is a true client magnet. So we have the seller here that is already super established on Fiverr and has really put in the work to stand out among the crowd. And now let me point out the different factors here that really put him in the top percent of Fiverr profiles. And so first of all, when it comes to ratings, this seller has a 4.9 rating with 1,400 reviews. And as a rule of thumb on Fiverr, whenever you pass 1,000 reviews, you're truly in the 1% of sellers, because in order to get over 1,000 reviews, you actually need to have a lot more than 1,000 orders, because not all buyers leave a review, right? I think a good rule of thumb is that maybe every second buyer leaves a review. So for over 1,000 reviews, you need to have at least 2,000 orders. And so this gives you a lot of credibility. Any buyer who sees this profile and sees 1,400 reviews will have zero doubts that this seller can deliver on what he promises. Next up, this seller is top rated, which is the highest seller level that you can have on Fiverr. And what's special about being top rated is that you can automatically be approved for seller level 1 and seller level 2 on Fiverr as long as you reach certain metrics. However, in order to get top rated, you actually need to be manually vetted by the Fiverr team, meaning that even though some sellers reach the metrics to be eligible to be top rated, not all of them get top rated. And you can't really know what metrics Fiverr uses internally to determine if someone gets top rated. But simply from the fact that it's very rare that you get top rated, you can be sure that this seller must be very good at what they're doing. And so seeing the top rated badge as a buyer is a huge green flag, a huge sign that you can 100% trust the seller and that they're worth their money. So these are the two factors right here that really make a top profile stand out. It's over 1,000 reviews and being top rated. Then obviously the seller has a profile description and skills. Nothing special here. But now there's another section here that really only the best of the best have on Fiverr, which is the section called Among My Clients, where Fiverr allows you to list notable clients on your profile as long as they are part of a internal list of notable clients that Fiverr has, and as long as you can prove that you've actually done the work for them. Now, one way you can prove that you've done work for notable clients is if they've actually ordered on Fiverr. You can simply link the Fiverr order and makes it very easy to prove that you've worked for that client. But even if you had clients outside of Fiverr, if you have some kind of invoice, for example, as proof that you worked with this client, this also works to list them among your clients. And if you put yourself in the buyer's shoes, if you stumble upon a Fiverr profile and they'll have listed that they've worked with Kia, Kisco, DuPont, Saudi Arabian Oil, and the Hyundai Motor Group. I mean, these are huge companies. And those companies, you can be sure they only want to work with the best of the best, because usually for those clients, money isn't really a problem. They're just looking for quality. And so if you see this as a buyer, this is a 100% client magnet. It's super powerful to have these clients listed in combination with a top rated badge. It just makes it so that buyers have zero doubt about your service, and really they will almost be willing to pay any price to get your quality work. So that's the Among My Clients section. And then this seller actually makes things more correctly than last seller with the number of gigs. So I know in fact, for a fact, that if you are top rated, you're actually allowed to create up to 30 gigs on Fiverr. And this seller chose to create 4 gigs, which is still very good, right? It gives you a lot more visibility. And now 30 gigs is a lot, so it really depends on how much it makes sense to create even more gigs. I think even this seller, he could probably create more than 4 gigs, maybe up to 8, and basically double his potential exposure on Fiverr. But still 4 gigs is really a good number to just reach more eyeballs. So that's one thing this seller also does correctly. And another thing, which unfortunately I'll only see on one of those gigs, is this play button right here shows you that basically this gig has a gig video, meaning that if you click on it, you can have a video be played, and it's just a even better way to showcase your service and make buyers want, well, to click on your service. And then lastly, the seller obviously also has a portfolio, which is pretty huge. So in summary, this is basically the ultimate client magnet that you can have on Fiverr. Is if you are top rated, if you have over 1,000 reviews, and you have an Among My Clients section, you've basically already won the Fiverr game. Actually, I would also say that the seller should put a profile picture of himself in here and even add an intro video. But this just goes to show that even for you as a new seller, you can do things for your profile that will make you stand out or differentiate you even from top rated sellers. So this should give you a lot of hope. And now lastly, as promised in the beginning of the video, I'll show a super easy hack on how you can create parts of your profile super easily with zero experience. And in order to showcase this, I'll actually show you exclusively a part of my 70-day program for my free Fiverr community that you see here in front of me on School. If you're interested, click the link down below. Joining is completely for free, and you find a very active community in there and a 70-day program that will help you get set up on Fiverr and get your first orders on Fiverr going. So without further ado, let me show you something from the inside of my course that will help you create your profile. So I'm in here in week 3 of the program where we set up your Fiverr profile, and what I want to showcase you here is that basically I have a lot of documents that you can work with within the program. And I want to show you 2 ChatGPT prompts that you can use, and I'll showcase you in here in this video to create your Fiverr profile description and also your portfolio descriptions and make it super easy. So first off, let's talk about the profile description. And to remind you, the profile description is the section right here where you showcase your experience, your services, and it gives you a chance to talk to clients that are interested in your profile. And so for that purpose, I've created this ChatGPT prompt that works really well. And I'm just going to copy it and put it in ChatGPT, and I'll show you what this looks like if you fill it out. And so this prompt says, I need a compelling Fiverr profile description for a niche expertise freelancer, right? So as you can see, we have some placeholders in here that you're gonna replace with your own information that you have about your own service. And then ChatGPT will simply create a profile description for you that will make sure that it fits the character limitations on the Fiverr profile and will have everything about you summarized in a nice, enticing way. And so to give you an example, I'll just put in my own services in here. So I would say I need a compelling Fiverr profile description for a translation freelancer. My key skills include, I'm an English German translator, so English German translation, and I specialize in, now this is kind of optional, but just for the sake of it, I would say, and I specialize in website translations. And then my approach is work style. I'm passionate about it. So my approach is, and I'm just gonna do this quick and dirty, right? So my approach is diligent and error free, and I'm passionate about. I'm just gonna leave this out, but you know, you can. The more information you put in, obviously, the better the prompt is going to be. But for now, I'm just gonna leave this out. I aim to help clients with, let's say, website translations. For example, here's an example, right? For example, get more revenue with Facebook ads. So I'll just delete this. And this is basically it, right? Keep it under 600 characters, and then based on the description, also create a profile tagline, keep it under 80 characters. So with this one prompt, you're gonna get your profile tagline and your profile description, and let's just see what ChatGPT comes up with. So right here, you have your profile tagline that I could use, right? Accurate English, German, website translation expert, very straightforward, summarizes exactly what I'm doing. And then you have the profile description under 600 characters, that says, looking for flawless English-German website translations, I deliver precise, natural, and culturally adept content that resonates with your audience. With meticulous eye for detail, I ensure every page reflects the brand's tone and purpose. So, as you can see, this works super well, and you'll get a really good description that's customized to yourself, to your own services. So that's the first prompt I want to show you, and you're going to use this results to basically fill out your tagline here, and fill out your profile description here. And then the second prompt I want to showcase you is a prompt for your portfolio description. So if you recall, you can have a portfolio on your Fiverr profile, and if you click on it, there are these descriptions here, and there is no reason to not use ChatGPT for these descriptions too, right? Because it will eliminate a lot of work that you have to do, and ChatGPT will create a very good portfolio description. And for that purpose, I have a second prompt in here, which is also super simple, and I'm going to showcase how it works. So just going to paste this in here, and the prompt says, I'm creating a portfolio for my Fiverr profile for the niche category. So in my case, it would be for the, let's just say, translation category. I want to highlight what I've done for the client, what problem I solved for them, and finish with a call to action, right? So basically, you want to say what you've done, what specific problem you solved, and then in the portfolio description, you want to give a call to action like contact me now for your project needs, right? So use these bullet points of my project as a basis to create a portfolio description. So this is a prompt, and here for the placeholder bullet points for your specific portfolio project, you can put in the information about your project, right? So for me, let's say I will write something like website translation for a financial institution, right? Financial institution, and you know, I could add something like for a problem I solved, I could add something like needed to meet a tight deadline, right? Something like that. And this is works really well for potential clients because they actually can see how you've helped the client and how you will be able to be a problem solver instead of just, you know, delivering the service without being active about actually making the project a success. And so these are examples. So let's see what ChatGPT spits out. And so here it says, here's a polished Fiverr portfolio description based on bullet points following your requested structure. So description would be translated a financial institution website from English to German, ensuring accuracy and clarity for a professional audience. The client faced a tight deadline and I delivered high quality, error-free translations on time, helping them launch their site without delays. Ready to make a website shine for German-speaking audiences? Let's work together, right? So this is a fantastic portfolio description, and it takes off so much load from your work to creating the portfolio. So basically, these two ChatGPT prompts from my 7-day program, my free Fiverr community, I'm giving you them completely for free in this video. If you found value in this video, highly encourage you to join my Fiverr community. We have the link down below. And apart from that, thanks for watching the video, and I'll see you next time.